man. That's
right.
Definitely is profound. So that guy's energy.
Now with that, man, I kind of want to just get on a side hat since we kicked it off with the ISIS, but let's get into what we really want to get to people. Let's talk about mentally manifesting reality. It's a lot of people out there, Oprah Winfrey, everybody is talking about, what you think, that's what you become, law of attraction and all that shit. But then you wonder, well, then why don't I have a Mercedes-Benz, or why don't I have a mansion, or why don't I have this, or why don't you have this? So if you actually gonna, somebody out there listening actually saying, okay, well, y'all cats is saying whatever I believe is what's gonna happen, then I want a new Porsche Panorama. Why I just can't get it?
All right. For my experience on this so far, it's about the vibration that you're actually setting. Do you believe that yourself? Okay, I want a Porsche. Is that something that's hard? There's a gap between you really believing that and it actually showing up. Manifesting on the spot. It's something that I haven't been able to do yet myself, so, I can't speak on manifesting on the spot. But there has to be that, you don't really want things that you think of that fast to manifest right then and there. Anyway, it has to be a buffer from my understanding. There has to be a buffer between the time of thought and manifestation. So, I'm not explaining this the way I completely want to explain this.
No, you are hitting it exactly on the dot, because that's basically it. A lot of people are gonna say, yeah, I want $1 million, but okay, you want $1 million, but do you want to do everything that you need to do to get $1 million? Okay, if you want to manifest something on the spot, if somebody wants to be in that let there be light, foom kaya foom shit. If they want to manifest $1 million on the spot, well, you know how to do it. Just walk up in the bank with the gun and be like, give me $1 million, and you got it.
Right.
On the spot, instant manifestation. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality of being God. See, mothers want to see the Disney World shit where the sprinkly shit come and $1 million disappear. That ain't real life.
Right.
And it ain't real life to say that, it's not real life to overstand the fact that if you want $1 million by tomorrow, you can get it. But the thing, why it ain't going to manifest? Because are you really willing to pay the price of what you got to do? Now, if you want to manifest $1 million and work for it however you want to do it, as long as, once you set your goal, as long as you never quit, you will manifest it. You know what I mean? And
as you get on that vibration, as I was saying, as you cut the TV off and start to focus on the things that you think, once you cut off that television, the ideas that are going to start to come to you from the inside are going to let you know that, okay, I'm moving toward things that are going to manifest what I want manifested. I guess that's how I was trying to say that. The ideas will come once you get to vibrating on that, $1 million. Okay, I get up in the morning and, I'm good. I want $1 million. And that ain't nothing that's too hard for God, right? So you're going to start thinking about that, and then the idea is going to come to you okay, we're going to do the Unity show, and we're going to, and we're just going to go, and then things start to align for you. They start to align, and the evidence appears as you think of it. That's one thing I have noticed. The more you start to focus on the things you want, evidence appears that day that those things are being manifested. The ideas, people show up, phone calls out of nowhere that are relating to the things that you've been talking about, thinking about. Those things start to happen, so you know that that momentum is starting to turn, and you're moving toward what you want. And like you said, if you keep that going, that momentum's gonna hit your goal at some point. So
yeah,
I mean that's the real law.
And then the other part of that law is say, let's get back to the $1 million, right? Because we gonna manifest $1 million, but the whole thing is, it's the realness of this matrix. It's like the realness of this matrix is that You're not going to manifest $1 million because you really don't want 1 million pieces of paper. You see what I want? See what I'm saying? You really, right. Nobody wants 1 million pieces of paper. So then, in order to manifest $1 million, if you really want it, what you have to do is say, what do I really want that $1 million is going to give me? Oh, I want everybody to be paying attention to me all the time. Oh, I want to be able to financially take care of my family and everybody. And then what you're going to realize is, I still don't want $1 million because most of that shit that's connected to that $1 million is free anyway.
Right.
So if you really want everybody, you know what I'm saying?
What you're really looking for is the joy, the happiness,
right,
the freedom of life. That's right. That's all, because that's what people, they associate. Well, when I get $1 million, I'm going to be able to do what I want to do. That's really what's going on right now. I'm in the state of I can't do what I want to do right now. So that's why it doesn't show up for you like that also, because, you're not being grateful. That's the other part of manifesting, is being grateful for where you stand right now.
Yeah, right. But what the other part is, so you say why niggas is not rich and everything, because they realize they can do what they want to do for free. That's why niggas be like, the realization actually hit them why everybody don't work and strive and do all that shit and spend their day trying to get $1 million for real, because they can do everything they want to do for free. They already know it. And nobody really want 1 million pieces of paper. They want everything that go with it, and then it's free anyway. Huh?
Yeah, food, clothing, and shelter.
Food, clothing, and shelter, right. So that's what cats really want. But now we take that and flip it and be like, okay, now think about what you really, really want. And now we realize that we really can create anything that we want instantly. Now, some things are going to take work, but let's say some things that can be created instantly. A smile on your lady's face. You know what I'm saying? That's instant. Why? It's probably more valuable than $1 million in the main, you know what I'm saying, the big scheme of things. You know what I mean? You could walk down the street, somebody could be having a bad day, a word of encouragement, you could pick them up and instantly manifest a change in this person's demeanor just by some words that you share with them. All of these things seem like small things, but that is manifesting. And manifesting small things like that will lead to manifesting great things, like driving a Porsche, having $1 million, starting a charitable organization, losing weight, lifting weight, whatever. But I would say with the law of attraction and all that kind of stuff, start with small things that you can manifest, like a smile on somebody else's face.
Oh, man.
Manifest.
Explain that. Excellent. That was an excellent explanation of how to get that going.
Get that going, you know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, I know a lot of times, Rab, you always say vibration. And vibration, because I know both of us, we get into the Abraham Hicks, and anybody out there listening, get on Abraham Hicks, Bobby Hemming, Delbert Blair. There's a lot of great, Phil Valentine, and of course, Dr. York Farrakhan, everybody else from back in the day. But the Abraham Hicks with the vibration, the thing is to already start. Huh? Go ahead.
You was naming some folks. I had to throw in my man Infinite Waters as well. He's good on that. Keeping vibration.
Yeah, that's my dark-skinned cat, right?
Yeah, man. That dude helped me change. He helped me change a lot of things, and then that led me also to Abraham Hicks along the way, dealing with him. But that's all that vibration energy, man. That's to me that Abraham Hicks. The lessons that I learned from her are master lessons. I can say I've learned under a lot of people, and I've read a lot of different things. I'm not, but Abraham Hicks taught me some master lessons, even doctorate lessons, on actually living in the now and controlling your thoughts, because that's what being a creator is all about, is to create. So instead of letting, because you're getting bombarded, we talked about the propaganda and all that, you're getting bombarded by things all day long on the radio, television, other people, and the information that Abraham Hicks gives out helps you go to self and connect with your own deeper thoughts. You know, so I definitely want to give the people, definitely Google that and listen to it.
Absolutely. I think we're starting to turn the curve on the kind of things that we're gonna be dropping on these Unity shows, you know, and we always for the black alpha male to come in and sit down and get some true knowledge on what black alpha masculine